Have you ever noticed something strange on your spiritual journey? The more you try to grow, heal, or awaken, the more resistance, chaos, or darkness seems to show up in your life. Old wounds resurface, strange synchronicities appear, people around you become difficult, inner doubts become louder. It almost feels like the darkness is seeking you. But why? Why does darkness seem to target those who are trying to become more conscious? Darkness, in this context, isn't just evil or random negativity. It is the unintegrated, unconscious, and suppressed parts of existence, both within us and in the collective. In spiritual traditions, darkness has always been seen as a real force, not necessarily evil, but often chaotic, heavy, and opposed to light and awareness. The ancients understood that darkness is attracted to potential. Just as light reveals what was hidden, the presence of growing light creates contrast. When you begin to raise your consciousness, you naturally start illuminating parts of yourself and the world that were previously in shadow. And what lives in shadow does not always want to be seen. This is why many people report that their lives became more difficult after they started meditating, doing inner work, or waking up spiritually. There are a few deep reasons why darkness seems to seek those who are awakening. First, light disturbs darkness. When you raise your vibration and awareness, you begin to disrupt energetic patterns that were comfortable in unconsciousness. Old karmic contracts, ancestral wounds, and collective darkness can get stirred up. Second, darkness wants to be integrated, not destroyed. In many mystical traditions, true power doesn't come from destroying darkness, but from transforming it. Your growing light acts like a magnet. It pulls up everything that needs to be seen and transmuted. Third, the ego uses darkness to stay in control. As your soul begins to take the lead, the ego feels threatened. It will often create or attract difficult situations to pull you back into fear, doubt, and identification with the small self. Here's the deeper truth that many spiritual teachings point to. Darkness doesn't just attack randomly. It often appears most strongly when you are close to a breakthrough. In many traditions, the final stage before major spiritual growth is called the dark night of the soul, or the guardian at the threshold. This is not punishment. It is a test. It reveals how committed you truly are. It forces you to face what you've been avoiding. The darkness that seeks you is often the very thing your soul chose to transform in this lifetime. Your light doesn't just attract random negativity. It attracts the specific darkness that is yours to alchemize. This is why two people can have very different experiences on the spiritual path. The intensity of darkness often matches the depth of light you came here to embody. When you begin to see darkness this way, everything changes. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" you start asking, "What is this trying to show me?" Or, "What part of me still needs to be integrated?" The darkness is not your enemy. It is your teacher in disguise. It shows you where you are still asleep, where you still give your power away, and where you are still identified with the ego. The more you stop resisting and start meeting the darkness with awareness, the faster it loses its power over you. What was once an attack becomes an initiation. So when darkness shows up in your life, whether as inner turmoil, difficult people, or strange obstacles, it is rarely meaningless. It is often a sign that your light has become bright enough to disturb what was hidden. And in that disturbance lies the opportunity for real transformation. The question is no longer, "Why is darkness seeking me?" The real question becomes, "Am I willing to meet it with consciousness?" What do you think? Has darkness ever shown up strongly in your life, right when you were growing the most? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. Like and subscribe for more content like this. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.